Thanks to all the competitors. There were some amazing performances. Obviously, we can go over them, but you know, world lead in the hammer. Where's she at, Brooke? So pretty amazing. Last year we had an American record. This year we have 90 centimeters under the American record, or right at there. Furthest throw in the world, third all-time in U.S. history behind Deanna Price, who was here last year, and Gwen Berry. So, how old are you?
I'm 23.
Yeah, 23. Fortunately for Ironwood, she joined the family 5 days ago, so that was pretty cool, right? Where is it Danny? Right, stand up, 70 feet 10. Yeah. How close is that to your PR?
5 inches.
5 inches from your PR. And when's nationals? 20th. I'm asking the wrong guy. Javelin, Sam. Is he in here?
He's not here.
Okay.
A little underwater.
Well, I don't know if anyone, I'm sure most of you saw the competition. Unbelievable. I can't believe his energy for a young thrower like that, and it really brings some excitement to javelin throwing in this country to see someone of that size, with that energy, with that technique. I mean, pretty amazing to see that. It's like he's a seasoned veteran, and is he a senior? Junior. I don't even know what that means. Yeah, unbelievable. He looks like a pro thrower, and so that'll be exciting to see what he does. And then also, where's Skylar? Skylar, yeah. So one of the best coaches I ever had, and he didn't know a lot about throwing. He was actually a world record holder in the sprints when it was yards. So that was a while ago. And he didn't know anything about the discus. And I went to a developmental camp when I was in college to the Olympic Training Center, and he was the director of the Olympic Training Center down in Chula Vista. And I went into his office pretty scared, and I said, Mr. Johnson, what does it take to get into the Olympic Training Center? And he just looked at me and said, you're in. So I was like, okay, wow. So I went to nationals that year and placed 14th. And my mom and I were sitting at breakfast. We were at Stanford, and I said, I think I'm done. This was 2003, and she said, you're not done. You're going to make the Olympic team next year, and I'm going to help you out, and you're going to move to the Olympic Training Center and train full-time and make that team next year. So I thought to myself, well, I just got 14th. How am I going to get top 3? So I had that invite from Brooks Johnson, and he said he would coach me, and this is a sprint coach. I'm thinking to myself, okay, yeah, I'm going to have a sprint coach me, and I'm going to make this Olympic team in 12 months. And so I go down to the Olympic Training Center, and he was the most passionate, just the greatest motivator I've ever had. And he didn't know anything about the disc. But what he did know was how to motivate athletes, how to watch their movements and see what they can do, how to develop programs for athletes, whether it was a sprinter, distance runner. He knew how the body worked and what was happening. But one of the greatest things he ever told me was, you need to be able to win on a bad day. Because how many great days do we really have? How many days do you have where you think about nothing and it's a new PR? Not many. I can count, I did 420 something competitions in 21 years. I can probably count about 5, maybe half a dozen days where it was like, I didn't think, and it was perfect. So what are all the other days? Not the greatest days. Now Skylar, what impressed me so much is we were like, well, she's at 184. I think the national record is at 188. 185. So we were like, wow, this is going to be interesting. And wasn't a good day, was it, Skylar? But you know what? When a bad day is 170, you can still win on a bad day, because you do not have that many great days. Brooke, today was one of those days where everything worked, you didn't have to think, and it was perfect, right? Life is bliss, yeah. And she knows, she's like, hey, I kind of have a back injury, I haven't really peaked yet, I can see that this is going to get better. But the key is can you win on a bad day? And that's what we're all trying to do, because anybody can win on a good day. So Skylar, hats off to 170. That's pretty amazing. Don't be down. John Jones has been waiting for that 21 for a while. Got it today. Yeah! So pretty amazing. We had a facility record. Where's Danny Hill? New facility record. We like it when we can cross those off and update them. That's what we want. Hey, Frankie, don't worry.
The shade, honey. The
Records are meant to be broken.
This is actually here.
Records are meant to be broken. And Skylar also broke her own record, which is nice. So, right, win on a bad day, break your record here. I mean, pretty amazing. All right, so this meet, Bart and I, when Bart built this facility, I'll never forget, he had me on the phone and he goes, hey, I'm building a throws facility. And I thought, okay, you got a concrete pad in your backyard. And I came, I think it was at the time to do the camp, and he said, you got to come check it out before camp starts. So I came out here and I said, what have you been doing? And I know Pat said the same thing. When she first came out here, I remember the story that you told. It was, what was the thing that she said? She said, are you leaving me for this? Something like that. What are you doing? So, yeah, this facility is unbelievable. We've had amazing performances. This is the 5th annual, and it just keeps getting better. And it's pretty amazing to be a part of it. And this meet is for the competitors. It's for you. The NSAF staff brings all of the high school athletes here. Without you guys, I mean, keep in mind, as athletes, you got to get to the right meets in the right situation, competing against the right people to have the best performances. And that's what this meet's about. Also with that, I wanted to say thanks for the Chinese team for coming. Really cool. And Mr. Degata for bringing the Chula Vista Elite. Pretty amazing. Every year, obviously, big supporter of this meet and always brings the group. Where's he at? What makes this meet run is money. And we all know that the more money you have, the more you can do, right? So every year we try to get donations, and it's not easy. A lot of people do not understand what throwing is. If this was a distance running city 5K or half marathon, we'd probably have more money than we knew what to do with. But throwing's an interesting thing, isn't it? Anyone can put on a pair of shoes and run a mile and compare their time with the best in the world. But if you don't know what throwing is, you really don't know what a shot put is, you've never thrown it, you have no clue what you can do with a shot or a hammer, and most people don't even know what a hammer is. So it's hard to get people into throwing. So we have to stick together, we have our own community, right? And that's why this is a throws meet for throwers, organized by throwers, because we love throwing. I love throwing. Bart loves throwing. We all love throwing. That's why we're here. So it's pretty neat when we're able to get together and do something like this. But we wouldn't be able to give prize money. We wouldn't be able to do anything if the NSAF didn't pay for the athletes to come. USA Track and Field, Chula Vista Elite, for funded athletes. Mr. Mac Wilkins. Everyone knows Mr. Mac Wilkins. Mac made a sizable donation to help run this meet. And so we just wanted to say thanks, because without that, you know, we're on the road to canceling. We never want to cancel this meet. We want it to be the 10th annual. We want to keep going. We want to keep crossing names off that board and adding maybe the same name, Brittany, maybe a different one. She doesn't even understand. It's okay. So, thank you so much, Mac. And I really appreciate, obviously, you coming with your team. This is the first time we've had international throwers, and it really is amazing to see this meet grow. So thanks again. Please feel free to stay and continue to socialize and learn from each other. I said this to the high school athletes at the hotel. You're here, and your NSAF staff members want you here so that you talk to us and learn and get to see what big throws are like. If you want to be the best, you have to, once again, compete against the best, but also see the best. How do you know what a 70-foot throw looks like, or a 76, 75 looks like, right, in the hammer, if you've only seen it on video, because it's totally different, isn't it? Live is a totally different story. So it's really neat that you guys are here, but let's learn from each other. You know, there's not one system, I truly believe in this, there's not one system that makes a great thrower. Sure, there's things you got to do. Yes, there's certain things that you have to achieve. But what works best for you? And I truly believe in that. Everyone is a different height, a different strength, they have different weaknesses. All right? And so what is going to work best for you? And I call that, what's your perception of power? How are you going to throw the furthest with what you have? And we all have something different, don't we? Each and every one of us. So what's going to make you the best? And it's not just physical, of course, it's mental as well. But dig in, keep going, don't give up. And as David Pless would say, where's David? Right? I'll never forget, I don't know how many years ago, I get an email from a guy I've never even heard of. I'm a D3, 6-time, how many national titles? 3, okay. 13-time All-American? 10. We took that 3 out of it to the, we got it.
3 though.
Hey, I'm thinking about moving to Portland. I'm a shot putter. What, you're right at 19?
1886.
There you go. No clue who he was. He shows up at a meet in Portland that Concordia was at and just kept working. And the hardest thing to deal with is to not throw as far as you would like every year. For 3 years in a row, you don't PR. You go to work and you keep working. And if you do, good things are going to happen. And last week he went 2106, okay? And 1880 email, 2106 now. And that's because he works hard and he keeps going. And as bad as things can be and as upset as he can be, just keeps going. John Jones, how long you been waiting for your 21? Exactly. Yep. 5 years. So for 5 years, goes to work. Might complain a little bit. I don't know, John, what do you think? Kept working 5 years. there it is. So sometimes it's easy, sometimes it isn't. And we've all been through that. So keep going. I hope everyone comes back next year. And a couple quick housekeeping things. Stay here as long as you want. Everyone here doesn't have a ride to the airport tomorrow. Stand up if you do not. If you're leaving tomorrow, you do not have a ride to the airport. Whitney, join Sarah.
What time is your flight?
6:30 p.m.
All right, I'll be gone, honey. Say my prayers.
Whitney, what time's your flight?
12:25.
Anyone?
12:55.
Anyone have a car that can help Whitney out? Danny, exchange numbers.
12:25.
12:20, perfect.
We'll see. He can go with her.
There you go. Anyone else? Sarah? We're still working on your 6:25 p.m. Anyone in the range? Anyone leaving at 3? Anyone leaving in the afternoon?
5 a.m.
5 a.m.? Okay, we'll keep working on that. 6:25 p.m., keep thinking. All right. Thanks again.
Jared,
Yeah.
I just want to thank Bart for all of your help, Bart. A lot of you don't know is that Bart does a vacation down in Coronado, which is right near our center. So he comes down and he invites us personally, which I always thought was really just the most respectful. And I just want to say, on behalf of USATF and the Olympic trainers here, we really enjoy being here, and I really appreciate you coming out and supporting us and just encouraging our group. So thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. It's all one more thing. Don Jones actually never complains.
Oh, okay.
It's true. He never complains about anything. Not really.
So this year is Ironwood's 30th anniversary. 30 years running a throws camp. Obviously Bart and Pat started that camp way back when at their log cabin when they were barbecuing for the athletes that were sleeping in tents on their property. Right? And that was what was the first camp number?
1989.
How many?
I don't know, 11 or 12, something like that.
11 or 12 campers. This last year, we had 300 campers from 34 states, UK, Japan, South Korea, Puerto Rico, Canada, Mexico. I mean, it's nuts. So from 12 campers in tents, with Pat and Bart barbecuing 3 meals a day. Okay? Okay. To what it is today with, celebrating the 5 weeks, the 30th anniversary. So that's pretty amazing. And once again, without that camp, without Bart starting that camp, there's no Ironwood, obviously. There's no Ironwood TC. There's no Ironwood TC Throws Classic. There's no, it's just crazy. So it's amazing what Ironwood's become, and it's all about helping throwers, but most important, helping people. That's the most important part. We all want to be great throwers, but can we be great people? So, want to thank Bart. I came to your camp in 1993.
That's right.
I won't tell you what age that was. But, like I've explained to some of you before, this is before cell phones and email and YouTube and all the stuff you guys enjoy. I literally got in the mail, right? U.S. Postal Delivery, do you guys know what that is? I got in the mail a pamphlet for Ironwood Camp, and my throws coach, the AD gave it to my throws coach. He said, hey, I want to learn how to throw, don't you? Okay, let's try throwing. Go to the camp, I meet Mac Wilkins, Duncan Atwood. That year was Wolfgang Schmidt. Anyway, a few years later, I met Al Order there. I mean, I looked at these guys and said, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to be. And so if it wasn't for the camp, I certainly wouldn't even have gotten involved in track and field. So it's pretty amazing that that vehicle is there for kids to come, whether they become Olympians or conference champions, or they make a final at conference. It really doesn't matter. Whatever your goal is, that camp helps kids and athletes succeed and achieve those goals, which is number one, no matter what that goal is. And so I exceeded my goals. I never would have thought I could have done anything in throwing. And because of that camp, I did. And so thank you personally. And I know that there's tens of thousands of kids, throwers, people that would like to thank you as well. So Bart Templeman, thank you.
I don't want to draw this out. The only thing I would like to do, I want the NSAF to stand, the people that brought everyone here. Could you people stand, please? Now, okay, Coach Degata, his crew, would you stand from the center? Thank you. All right, now, all right, there they are, right there. Okay. So, listen, this is all about giving people opportunities. And the NSAF, you guys give these young people opportunities. We give kids opportunities. So guess what? When the door is open, you come through and you get this success, how lucky you are. How lucky you are. So all we do is just open the door, and once you come in, it's just like Jarred Rome coming to the camp and saying, you know, I'm going to be a throwing nerd. And you can't help it. Once it gets in your veins, it's over. Look at Coach Mack. Look at the guy. It's Santa Claus over there. So he's over there. And so, and again, what did he say? You know, he's my dad, actually. Did you know that? Well, anyway, and one of the things we get to share with is these young people from China. You get to see what we do, and that we accept you, and we want you to be part of this. That is so neat, and we appreciate you coming. Okay? Now, all I want you to leave here with is the attitude of, okay, I want to be like one of those people that you saw throw. I want to be like them. And so many of you here don't know that someone's watching you and trying to emulate what you do. So please, do a good job, and always put your arm around each other. So I would like the Chinese team to meet in that corner. And you too, Mr. Wilkins, in that corner. Okay? I love you. Okay, Jarred, you're over there too. Okay, now what we're going to do is take a picture, and they're going to...